Hey everyone, it's Kevin with Gopherlax. Before we start off today, I wanted to address a few things. Came out in the comments earlier of why I didn't test or show the flex when I did the review of the Mark IIF. Simple thing. I do initial review of the head, how it strings up, and then I do put it through a battery of tests. Now, excuse me, if someone just comes up to you and says, "Hey, I just strung this head. It's perfect. It strings very well. Tags are still on it. It's not on a shaft, and they haven't played with it," it's a crap review, plain and simple. The only way you know how a head performs is actually going out and putting it through a beating. Ground ball, shooting, playing D, uh, even wall ball will tell you a lot about a head. For example, this abomination, the Jewel Aries, when it came out and was released at LaxCon that one year, everyone talked about how wonderful this head was. The slanted side rails here help you on 50-50 balls. Hit the wall and you don't need to worry about that. The mid-level rail, which was adopted by STX Surgeon, okay, there's still some functionality on that. I'm not the favorite of it. People talked about how well it did, how well it was on ground balls, until someone actually went out and tried to scoop up a ground ball with this. The only thing this is good for scooping is dog crap. It has to be the worst scoop on the planet. But people strung it up, just looked at it, and didn't tell you anything about it because they did it just off appearance and not testing it. So that's what I think of that stick. Case in point, the reviews have to be in depth and you have to put it through tests. Now, all the heads that I'm reviewing, I paid for. I have no allegiance to a company. I have no allegiance to them to say, "Hey, you gave me this stick. I have to tell you if it's good or bad." There's some face-off heads that are much better than others, and when we finally do the final recap video, I'll address that. Today, since I finally got it back, we're going to go over the STX Enduraform Duel in a little more depth. See how that works? And again, if you haven't seen the first video, I strung it up with knot mesh. And for a face-off head, the knot mesh is really growing on me. If you can kind of see up in here, the pocket doesn't pinch, absolutely collapses on itself, provides a nice pocket. For the passing shooting on this, the release is pretty much on point, and I like how it pinches around the ball. So, excuse me, if you haven't watched the video, if you're going to string knot mesh, you have to remember it's asymmetrical. The diamonds aren't always going to align, so you have to kind of play with it. But if you wet the mesh before you string it up, it turns out pretty good. So let's get into this head. So what's the difference between the Enduraform Duel and the other Duel? Same face shape, same scoop, same mold for the most part, as I can tell. The guys from STX, if I'm wrong, you can always clear up on that. Now, the biggest difference is the Enduraform, which they've used in some other heads. What it does is it makes the head more consistent. The flex points stay consistent through any course of weather that you're in. So, for example, it's stiffer when in the summer games when it's hot out, and in the winter or late fall, early spring, like right about now, the head will have a little more flex than normal. The other Duel, when it got really hot, it could move left and right. So this one will have a more consistent head face shape, less warping through any course of the weather. Other than that, the only really difference to tell on it, because it's not even stamped in here, is you have the red Duel up here, or the red logo's there, which everyone knows is my favorite color. Other things about the Duel compared to the other face-off heads. Since the head has that throat plug and goes in here, it's slightly heavier than other heads. Now, you're not talking pounds, you're talking ounces. The equivalent of that, a few ounces of water. If that makes that much of a deal to you, you can do a few things. You can man up, you can hit the gym, or you can go and switch sports, badminton, contact crocheting, baseball. Lacrosse isn't for you if a few ounces is going to throw your game off that much. But one of the things you'll notice, as with this as opposed to the other ones, the head feels much sturdier at the point where it connects to the shaft. The other one, since the throat is pretty much the same shape here, but the bolts are all going through here, my opinion, and over in time, you're going to get more wobble and some contact issue points on that. But on that, with this, I can't complain. My one drawback to this head is the scoop for the most part. Now, with the Enduraform, the scoop is a little more stiff than with the other Duel, but as you can see from the back here, you have a partial speed scoop section right here, then it flattens out here. So the head will flatten out and be able to scoop ground balls more. I do all the testing on this on grass because it's unforgiving. Turf you can cheat and get away with. I wish this runner, much like the Stallion, would go all there, but I'm also assuming that this would take away from some of the flex at the top of the head. As far as the flex on this compared to the other Duel, I mean, it's, push the pocket in so you can see a little more. It's very similar, and even after a few duels, a few face-offs, even testing it, the head will cant slightly. You guys know what to do to fix that. Even just a simple tug in the opposite direction will cure that. So, overall view. The Duel's probably one of the most face-off. I string more Duels than the other face-off head, not counting the CEO because that can be played for many different positions. This is a good entry to it. I'd like to see over the summer a little bit more to see what the Enduraform can do and if it actually does stay a little stiffer. I didn't notice anything. I tried it when it's 60 degrees out. I tried it when it's 30 degrees out, and I seem to have along the same areas of flex on that. If you guys have any questions, comment below, give me a DM. Thank you.